Just 4 days after Major League Baseball began its shortened 2020 season, 2 Monday night games had to be postponed. This after at least 8 Miami Marlins organization members tested positive for the coronavirus. The Marlins just finished a series with the Philadelphia Phillies on Sunday in Philadelphia. The league says the next scheduled games between the Miami Marlins and the Baltimore Orioles, and those between the Philadelphia Phillies and the New York Yankees, will need to be postponed until additional testing can be done. Officials say the Marlins traveling party is self-quarantining in place while they await test results. Joining me now is David Samson. He is the host of CBS Sports podcast, Nothing Personal, and he was the president of the Miami Marlins from 2002 to 2017. David, welcome. I'm really glad we have a chance to get your insight here tonight. First, does Major League Baseball have a protocol in place to deal with any further positive tests?
Yes, they do. There is a 60-man roster this year instead of a 40-man, which means there's 60 players that each team has to choose from to have 30 active players for each particular game. So baseball was prepared for positive tests. They may not have wanted an outbreak like this, especially so early in the season, but the testing protocols, the quarantine protocols, and then the fact that the show will go on, all of that is happening. The Phillies and the Marlins are waiting for another set of test results, and I would expect games to continue on Wednesday for the Marlins in Baltimore against the Baltimore Orioles.
But you know, David, as we see in some of the pictures, physical distancing is not really an option in the dugout for players. And, you know, some even high-five each other, of course, on the field. You get overcome with emotion after a big play. Is the league considering a rule to help deal with some of these proximity issues that the players are facing?
So there's over 100-page document on protocols and distancing that's supposed to happen in the ballparks, and you're exactly right. It has not been happening, and I'm hoping that this is a wake-up call for all major league teams, because we've always said, on Nothing Personal, that you have to be disciplined, and the team that is the most disciplined has the best chance to win a World Series at the end of October. And what's happening is you've got managers and coaches not wearing their masks properly. You've got players not distancing in the dugouts when they're supposed to be auxiliary dugouts and sitting in the stands, and they've gotten sloppy. And maybe they took health for granted, but no longer. After this outbreak with the Marlins, I would expect full compliance by the players, or else they're in danger of losing their entire season.
And David, what about with the traveling that each team does? Has the MLB considered a bubble like the NBA has imposed on its players?
So it's very hard to do a bubble if you are trying to do a regular season. Baseball and football will be very unlikely to do a regular season bubble. The NBA and NHL, when Corona hit, they were just about done with their regular season, and so they're going basically into the playoffs. What MLB could consider is some sort of bubble for its playoffs come October, but they certainly hope to get the regular season completed before then.
So let's just say if the league faced a widespread outbreak of the virus among its teams, what would happen, David? Has the league said what it would take to actually cancel the entire season?
So under an agreement between the players and the owners, the commissioner, Rob Manfred, has the right to suspend or cancel the season unilaterally if he believes the competitive integrity of the game has been put in jeopardy. And now that is going to be tested, because the Marlins, with 11 positive tests right now, will be playing minor league players or not ready for primetime players. And the question is, if more than one team has to do that, especially a team that's supposed to be competitive and be in the thick of the playoff race, at what point will there be an inflection and Rob Manfred will say he'll have to suspend or cancel the season? But as of right now, they are trying to press forward, and they're trying to put on a happy face amidst a sea of complete uncertainty.
All right, David Samson. David, thank you very much for taking the time to talk to us. Really appreciate it.